Good evening and welcome to Nerd Jersey. I'm Nicole Herview.
I'm Alex Bond.
And we are actually going to talk hockey today. Isn't that fun?
I'm excited.
I'm excited
I've been
too,
waiting for
man.
this.
As of right now, we're recording this June 11th. It's a Thursday, so last night was the fourth game of the Stanley Cup Finals.
And it was so good.
It was
That was a hell of a game.
Super good.
As far as low-scoring games go,
yeah,
one of the more exciting ones I've seen.
right. How do you feel about overall the performance by these teams so far?
I am thrilled. I'm kind of happy this is going to go to at least 6 games.
Yeah.
There were plenty of chances going on both sides. I thought both goalies stood tall.
Hell yeah. Even though the 20-year-old...
Yes, Andrei Vasilevsky.
Is he from Russia?
I believe he is.
I know he's not from here.
He has had experience in the KHL for the past 2 years, which he lit up. He was terrific in the KHL.
Okay.
So now this is his rookie season. The last game he started, he played for a bit in Game 2 of this series.
He did. Do we know what was going on with? Is it Bishop?
It's Ben Bishop, and here's the thing about injuries in the postseason.
Yeah.
They will never disclose what's going on until after the series. You will find out after a team gets eliminated that their star defenseman has been playing with, a broken rib. Yeah. There was, I believe it was last season, one of the players on the Bruins, after they were eliminated, it came out that he was playing with a broken rib, with a punctured lung.
Oh my God!
With 2 broken fingers. And, all this stuff comes out after they're eliminated.
Wow.
So for right now, Ben Bishop has an undisclosed lower body injury.
Yeah, because he didn't look good.
In Game 3, he was
good.
hobbling on his left leg. He was very stiff in the crease.
Yeah,
he was not having a good time.
Change position. He couldn't move from right to left easily at all.
And when he went down, when Brandon Saad came into the crease, and he took a couple hands to the face,
and he just
from
laid
Saad.
there.
Yeah, that was
scary.
bad news, and they kept him in.
Yeah, which shocked me a little bit. Anyone who, just to catch people up, I'm relatively new to hockey. I've been supporting the Devils for 5 years, probably. Unfortunately, my dad's a Rangers fan. I can't explain that one to you, and I won't, I don't know. Whatever. I think it has something to do with Gretzky.
It could. That's a very short line in the Gretzky legacy, but
I don't know.
Whatever.
But anyway, so I never liked the Rangers, so I never really watched hockey until I went to college, and I could just watch the Devils by myself without ridicule. So I've been following the Devils for a while, and I always watch the Stanley Cup, but my analysis is not going to be anywhere near as good as Bond's.
Well, I've been going to hockey games since I was a wee lad.
A wee lad.
So I've been going to Devils games forever. After the 2005 lockout, I kind of stopped watching for a bit, and then toward the end of high school, I came back into it, and since then it's been all hockey. So I follow mostly hockey writers on Twitter. I kind of take this stuff very in depth. So.
Well, the only advantage I have, I never played ice hockey because there's very few opportunities for women to play ice hockey at a young age, especially. I played field hockey, so it's a similar game. Obviously, it's hockey, just on a grass with you can't use both sides of the stick, which has always pissed me off.
Yeah, some different rules
but,
and things.
Yeah, I played field hockey for 4 years, so I kind of get the skill needed.
Yeah.
So
it's a fast game to watch. I do like that you can sit down in your living room and watch a game and enjoy it.
Oh my God, yes.
Obviously, it means more to be in the arena. There's the atmosphere, but it's still great to watch.
For sure.
And these games have been incredible.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about last night.
Last night was
that's what's on my mind.
I was very impressed with Vasilevsky's performance for his first start.
He was good. I mean, he let up only 2 goals. I mean, for him to play
goals.
the whole game. 20. I still can't get over this. He's 2 years younger than us, almost 3 years younger than us.
He's the 4th youngest goalie in history, NHL history, to start a Stanley Cup final game.
Yeah, I mean, and it's no news that young people can be amazing athletes. So
well, the Lightning are an incredibly young team.
Yeah, they are. It's funny. They remind me, I mean, this is not a comparison at all, but their youth. One of my first experiences with hockey was watching the movie Miracle, about the 88.
Yeah, college-age kids.
And so I watched it again.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see how far young athletes can take you. And I'm seeing it now, how these young dudes are could possibly take the Lightning all the way, which is insane. You know?
In a way, they have. I mean, this is a team who they're a terrific team. They had the best goal differential in the league. 2 years ago, they weren't great. There was a little bit of a sink for a couple of seasons, and now they're back up to their former glory. Right. Last time they won a cup, actually went to the cup, was 2004. Now you have a team that kind of defies what hockey purists, so to speak, believe that a cup-winning team is, which is a very experienced team that's got a lot of grit. This Lightning team is very young, very fast.
They are.
Their top 6 forwards are incredible.
Yeah.
You've got the triplet line with Tyler Johnson, with Nikita Kucherov, with Andre Palat.
Yeah, I love that.
They're incredible. They're all young. Tyler Johnson's 24. Kucherov and Palat, I believe, are 2021, 22, in that range.
Our age.
Yeah.
No matter which way you slice it, these dudes are our age.
Steven Stamkos, their captain, he's 25.
Yep.
This is an incredibly young team. Victor Hedman, who's been an incredible defenseman, he's 24.
Yeah.
They are all doing incredible work.
Yeah, they're
and
great.
They have not even hit their prime.
Yes. I did notice first period of Game 4. Their stick handling was sloppy.
It was not great.
I don't usually pick up very easily on, because I think all of these guys, they're professional athletes, they're wonderful. I very rarely have criticism of these guys.
Oh, it's the attrition.
But I was
it's the attrition, man.
I was like, oh my God, they're just losing pucks all over the place. And I think it was really strange that Chicago didn't capitalize more on it.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the first period ended 0-0.
Correct.
Which is with
2
that
shots
kind
on
of
goal
stick,
for the Blackhawks.
With that kind of stick handling, you'd think they'd take the puck all the way back down and shove it down their goalie's throat.
Yeah. Well, you had some very interesting long-range outlet passes.
Yeah.
You had, passes going from blue line to blue line.
Yeah.
And they weren't always getting entries. And when they did, there were a couple of flubs from Tyler Johnson or from the defenseman, and it was difficult for them to get plays started. But when they did, they were cycling pretty well.
Yeah.
And they really picked up their game. Now, they outshot the Blackhawks by a huge margin in the first period, because Blackhawks only got 2 shots in the first period. Then they came out firing in the second. And Coach Q is saying, we've got an inexperienced goalie out there. We got to get more pucks on him. He's letting out a couple of rebounds that we need to capitalize on, and they did.
Yeah, eventually.
So they really turned their game around.
I seriously thought for a while it was going to be a 1-0 game. It really did. It looked like everyone seemed to be having a rough night. I feel like on a normal night, the Blackhawks would have shoved that puck right down their throats if they messed up like that.
Well, he did have an impressive. Vasilevsky had an impressive showing in game 2.
He really did. He did.
He only faced 5 shots at the end of that game when he came in relief for Bishop.
Right.
But he stood tall in them, and he got the win.
He did. I think everyone's proven that they are supposed to be there.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is great to see in any sport, in any playoff, to see 2 teams that are relatively evenly matched. I can't tell you who's going to take this. I really can't.
I'd like to say it's Tampa.
I do too.
I find dynasties a bit boring, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Blackhawks kind of take it from here.
Yeah.
Because they have played incredible, both teams all the way through. But that last 2 minutes last night of the game,
that was insane.
It was.
You said 9 shots on
9 shots in the last minute.
They had an open net.
Stamkos had the door open on Crawford, but Crawford made the save. Now
Crawford's insane. How old is
Crawford made. I'm not sure exactly. I can look it up.
It's not important. I was just wondering if he's as young.
He's not as young. Because he's had a few more years.
Yeah.
He is a statistically average goalie. He's not the best. But in that minute, he did stand tall.
That was insane.
The one goal he let through on the Lightning in the second period was he had no idea what was going on.
That was insane.
He thought the puck was coming around the back, and the puck just came right back on I believe it was Killorn's stick.
I think it was.
And he just put it away. Just super clean.
That was a beautiful shot.
But that last minute, I can't believe that none of those pucks went in. It was a great collapsing effort by the Blackhawks to close down those opportunities.
Yeah.
And it just made for a really exhilarating final minute.
I tweeted this a couple days ago. I record the games and then watch them because my only options in my home are to watch on a little piece of crap old TV. Lucky enough to have as many TVs in this house as we do, but they're small.
Yes.
And the picture is not great because they're old. They're not HD TVs.
Oh, it's hard enough to track the puck.
You know? So we have one large screen HD TV in the house, and I live with my parents. So they have control of that. They work all day. They come home. They deserve to watch whatever the hell they want on TV. So I record the games and watch them the next morning. As of right now, unemployed college graduate, has nothing to do but job search in the morning. So I job search and then I watch the game. That's what I do. I never watch it live. I avoid Twitter, whatever. So I tweeted something along the lines of, like, I have so much stress about a game that was recorded last night between two teams I don't care about. Like, I never expected to go in and watch more than maybe game 2 and enjoy it. I was going to watch the whole thing because, you know.
But if you weren't a hockey fan, you watched last night's game.
Oh my God, that could make you a hockey fan.
Yeah, and
easily.
that's how I felt. Game. That's how I felt about the Game 7 showing of Capitals versus Rangers in the second round.
Yeah.
Because that was exhilarating to watch, and and my dad, who's not a huge hockey fan, but even he was saying, if this is the first hockey game that you ever took in, you'd be hooked.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons I want Tampa to win. Like I was saying, I started rooting for Tampa because they were playing the Rangers. And my dad was watching the Rangers, so I felt obligated to root against him. So I've just held that through,
the competitive spirit of family, I understand that.
I looked at their name, and I was like, Tampa? I was so confused. I was like, wait a second. Ice melts in about 2 seconds in Tampa. I've been to Tampa many times. You can't wear a hockey jersey in Tampa. You die of heat stroke most of the time. Like, how are they Like, I don't understand.
It is a smaller market.
The warm weather teams, I feel like, are automatically underdogs. I just feel that way, and it might be wrong.
Not competitively, but from a market standpoint, yes.
They're just, you don't think ice hockey is a big thing in Florida.
And you can believe that from a league standpoint, they were kind of hoping for a New York-Chicago showdown.
That would have been
because
cool.
that would have been huge. Those are probably your two biggest hockey markets in the league.
For sure.
Last year's New York, LA, not so much. LA doesn't have much of a hockey market.
Yeah, but that was so cool.
It was a good
East-West,
match.
It was cool. But my thing is, if Tampa can pull this off and be a Stanley Cup champion, you might have a growing market in Florida.
I would hope so.
You could have a growing market in all warm weather states. You could see more warm weather teams popping up, and I can't see that being a bad thing for the NHL, who cannot compete with the MLB and the NFL. And like, they're on par right now, unfortunately, with like the NBA, and I forget that they're in a championship right now. Like, I don't care. Like, I could not care less about professional basketball.
I want to get into this deep, this warm weather climate thing in a moment.
Yeah.
I do,
Arizona.
But I want to sing the praises of two defensemen that played last night.
Yeah, for sure.
So Duncan Keith, who is a consistent Norris Trophy candidate on the Blackhawks,
he's great.
With him on the ice, the Blackhawks' possession was 67%.
Wow.
That meant that they were putting up 67% of the scoring chances when he was on the ice.
Yeah.
On the other end, Victor Hedman of the Lightning, 81% possession.
Wow.
At the end of the game.
Wow.
He was making the outlet passes. He was giving them the opportunities to move the puck into the offensive zone.
For sure.
So both of them going head to head, they could be Conn Smythe candidates. Should one win, over the other?
Yeah.
I could see, the Lightning winning. I could see Tyler Johnson getting it, being the leading scorer in the whole playoffs. I could see Hedman getting it for keeping, the defensive game that powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
And on the Blackhawks side, I haven't seen a lot of great plays from, your typical stars. I haven't seen a lot of great goalie work.
No.
Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane have combined for 2 points in this series now after lighting up the first 3 rounds.
Right.
I think Duncan Keith takes your Conn Smythe if they win.
Duncan Keith, I saw him do an interview with Pierre, Pierre.
God bless you, Pierre.
After the game, I don't often watch the interviews, but I figured, what the hell? This was such a good game. I want to see the interviews. He's, for an athlete, not to belittle them in any way, but he's pretty well spoken for an athlete.
A lot of the hockey players are.
He doesn't say the normal crap that you hear spewed from athletes, like, oh, we just played hard out there, like whatever. He was actually saying intelligent things about like what they need to do and how they need to win Game 5.
They're very insightful. They're very well spoken. They got great personality.
They understand the game, I think, more than a lot of athletes do, and all athletes obviously understand their game better than anyone. I just feel like the hockey players that I've seen communicate it slightly better.
There was one funny moment last night after the game when somebody was trying to interview Jonathan Taves.
Oh, yeah.
About the performance. And obviously, you get one of your goal scorers on the mic, you want to ask him what he was thinking. And he couldn't.
Is a typical question.
He told them, I can't hear a word you're saying, but it was a hard-fought battle. And that was it. Because he was so straight up with the guy, like, I don't know what you said. I can imagine what you asked me. It was a hard-fought battle.
I like that.
It was so
that
great.
He's like, I'm going to say what I want to say because I can't hear you. I like that. I like how they're kind of straightforward. I like that.
Yes.
I really like that. But let's get into the Arizona thing that we want to talk about.
Because this was a beautifully inspiring moment of news dumping.
Right.
For this news to come out in the third period of a Stanley Cup final game.
That's ridiculous.
That the city of Glendale, Arizona, is terminating their existing arena contract with the Arizona Coyotes.
Can't imagine that. Can you imagine if Madison Square Garden was like, bye, Rangers?
But this goes deeper, too, because this was a 2-hour meeting. You had citizens and fans come up and address the council.
Yep.
But there was an agreement made just 2 years ago between Glendale and the Coyotes.
Yeah.
The Coyotes have always had rumors circulating about relocation, about they're not going to stay in Phoenix or Arizona. They're going to end up going somewhere else just because there's not a market for them. And their ticket draw is yearly they pull in $25 million in tickets while just about every other market pulls in at least 48.
Right.
So they're not quite making the money. But 2 years ago, Glendale pulled the trigger on this deal. They wanted the Coyotes to stay. They essentially begged them to stick around. And it was going to be a 15-year deal where they pay out $15 million a year to host them in Glendale. 2 years later now, you have them terminating the contract.
Right.
So it's understandable that the Coyotes see this as a blatant violation of the agreement. They're going to be filing a $200 million lawsuit against the city.
Yeah.
This was the Coyotes' official statement from Anthony LeBlanc, their president and CEO, co-owner. Mm-hmm. He says, "We are disappointed with the city's decision to violate its obligations under the agreement that was entered into and duly approved only 2 years ago.
Right.
We will exhaust any and all legal remedies against the city of Glendale for this blatant violation of its contractual obligations to us."
Wow.
It's huge. Now, 48 hours before this meeting, suspicions arose. The owners reached out to the city of Glendale and said, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And the councilors assured them that there was no
nothing
plot.
Going on.
Yeah, that they weren't seeking a way out, an out of their agreement. Right. There was a clause in the contract when it was originally drawn up that if the Coyotes posted a net loss of $50 million, that clause would be triggered, and they would have freedom to, terminate the agreement, to part ways and to
expel them.
Right, to relocate.
Okay.
And that would have been, it wouldn't have snuck up on them. They would have known. There would have been time.
That's a huge loss. Like, come on.
Now, that's a realistic loss as well, because they posted they posted negative $30 million this season. They lost $30 million.
Well, I'm a business major, so I'm thinking normal business numbers, not like sports business numbers. Right. So that's where I'm going wrong. But still, that's a lot of money.
Right. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of money being poured into sports.
Well,
now, Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the NHL, had allocated some of the league's funds to help offset some of that debt.
Good.
To help out the Coyotes.
Okay.
Which is, one of the better things he's done. For all of his flaws and being out of touch with hockey fans, I was kind of happy to for him to show some good faith in the market, in the team.
Right.
Now, after this meeting, he said, I'm not concerned about the Coyotes. If I lived in Glendale, I'd be concerned about my government. Because this is shady operation.
That is shady as hell, and, I still feel like it has to do with the fact that it's a warm weather team.
Obviously they're not getting the market. They've posted negative revenue for a couple years now.
Yeah.
There's going to be a concern. That concern existed when they made the agreement. So no one forced you to host the team.
Changed. It's not like things radically changed.
Right. No one forced them to take on the Coyotes. They kind of, waved them in, and now they're cutting the cord.
That's interesting.
And I understand there's financial concerns in your investment.
Yeah.
But you don't do this when you drop a 15-year contract and 2 years in you're like, you know what, never mind.
Yeah, you can't do that.
There's some other stuff going on behind the scenes, I'm sure.
Yeah. And we'll stay on that.
I'm moderately biased. Okay?
Slightly. I mean, we might like hockey.
But I don't, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any way that makes the city of Glendale the good guys, that makes them right in this decision. No. I think that it's kind of a reckless panic move.
Right.
That, after 2 years, you're cutting the cord. Now, there is some hope on the horizon that it seems like the city of Phoenix. Now, Glendale is like an area of Phoenix. I'm not great with geography, but it's not that far. It's like 9 miles.
Yeah, like difference. I've heard of Glendale, but Phoenix. Right. You know what I mean?
And Phoenix is willing to step in and host them. In fact, they want the Coyotes to be the Phoenix Coyotes again.
Oh, that's cool.
To use the arena they have for the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
So I can see that happening. Now, it can't be immediate. We're 4 months away from the regular season starting again.
Which is so exciting.
I
have hope. Again.
There's not a lot of time to figure this out. So maybe they stay in Glendale for now, while they draw up some other plans.
Right. You have to. I mean, they're kicking them out on the doorstep like right now.
Yeah, and
that's insane to me. I don't as a business. Even if you're losing money, you signed a contract. I have no idea how they think they can do that. I guess we'll look into this more, obviously, and revisit it and stuff. But it's
a weird situation.
Scary, I think.
And the news again. It only came out in the last couple of days that there was this meeting that was going to happen, and that they might be seeking, a termination of the contract. To which the Coyotes management made it clear that, look, if that happens, we're going to take action. And now they have to. $200 million lawsuit. There's going to be huge legal fees on either side.
You can't just sit down and take that. I don't really care who you are. You can't sit down and take someone just being like, LOL, bye, 2 years into a 15-year contract. You can't do that.
There's clearly some broken-hearted Coyotes fans today. And they're not the biggest market, they're not the biggest fan base, but you got to feel for these.
Yeah, that's scary.
Guys.
Your team doesn't have a home right now, and it's fighting, and that's scary.
If you go on the hockey subreddit, there's a lot of talk about this, and there's a couple of videos posted from that meeting of, there was one fan in particular named Rhonda who goes up there and just tears the mayor a new one.
That's great.
And it's magnificent.
I'll definitely look at that. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, she's wearing the jersey, and she says, look, I'd pay a lot of money for season tickets.
Yeah.
None of us knew about this meeting because it was pretty well hidden. When it announced, I hauled ass down here to come to this meeting, wearing my jersey to show you, that you show your face at these Coyotes games, and you don't pay a cent for the tickets. They wanted to put the Super Bowl in this city, and it was in Scottsdale. Mm-hmm. And you don't have the support for the hockey team that you claim to have loved so much. Yeah. And she rips into it.
That's great.
It's totally warranted.
For sure. Yeah.
So, and I'm shocked, and especially with a franchise that has so many rumors around it of where they're going to move. They're not going to stay in Arizona, and of a Seattle expansion that could happen, a Las Vegas arena being built.
Yeah.
There's a lot going around that says the league could expand, but now it's like, well, will they just move one of the teams? So now it's interesting to see where they'll end up. Are they going to be sold? What's going to be the future of the Coyotes?
Interesting.
So,
well, I'll tell you what. I'm always going to be a Devils fan. Like, that's not going to change. But if I got to pick a second team right now, I'm going to support the Coyotes. I'm going to support a team that's in trouble because I love the sport.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hope for that roster. They've got a lot of good young talent. They've got some good draft picks lined up. they could be scary in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And it'd be a shame if the Phoenix fans won't be able to enjoy that, in person.
For sure.
But
for sure.
obviously the
We're
franchise
lucky.
isn't going to go under. But I'd like to see it happen.
Yeah.
Again, another warm weather climate, a small market that could get a great team.
Yeah. Like I was saying, we're lucky that we have the Devils and the Rangers so close, and the Flyers. We can, go see hockey in 3 different places pretty easily. I feel like down there, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's them. I think the closest team is Colorado.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Maybe San Jose.
So I'm bad with geography, so I don't know how close that is. But I'm pretty sure it's not within 2 hours. Like, we have three arenas where we can see hockey within 2 hours. Yeah, it's easy. It's stupid. Like you said before, you can make the decision at 2:00 in the afternoon to go to the game at night.
And
you can do it.
Yeah.
But they don't have. They got to make an investment. So that's sad, and I hope that gets resolved.
Tough
and everything.
pill to swallow.
Yeah, I'll definitely be supporting the Coyotes, because I think as hockey fans we need to band together and see this kind of crap happening in our league and say no. You can't do that.
One of the best communities on the internet for this is the hockey subreddit. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Because you have people, fans of every team, and a lot of it is comedy based. But there's, they've got the scoring highlights, but they've got some, funny things to show that are all hockey related. It's a really good community. And when something like this happens, you have fans even from rival teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That will come up and say, Arizona fans, you don't deserve this.
No, I don't think any fans of any team deserve
to lose
that kind of treatment.
Yeah, no matter how small.
Yeah.
And I understand from some business decisions, but this is not a league decision. This is the city going against their word.
Yeah, and that harms all of us, because that gives if they can get away with it, that means every town that's losing money because of hockey or whatever. Well,
Atlanta's lost 2 teams.
They can just give up.
But Atlanta tried a second team.
That shows
it moved
something.
at the end of, or if the team was sold, but there was a series of steps that came before that.
Instead of just cutting the cord.
Right. With a clause like the Coyotes had with the city being triggered, it wouldn't have been a surprise. It would have been like, well, we lost $50 million. They can now cut us.
Yeah. You got $20 million above that red line. Like, that's not fair.
It's weird how it all works out, and we'll see. But to have the commissioner stand behind the team is nice.
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest Gary Bettman fan, but this is going to be a kind of a big moment for him as commissioner to step up to the plate. Well,
we'll see what happens, and we'll keep everybody up. I'm sure you'll all be updated anyway, but we'll be talking about it. But we'll finish on a little bit of a kind of lighthearted story.
I would love that.
I don't know.
Can we do that?
I don't know how old this is. I found it on Yahoo Sports yesterday.
All right.
So I guess it's new. I don't know.
I follow a few Yahoo writers. I think they're on it.
NBC Sports chairman Mark Lazarus apparently hates playoff beers.
Oh my God, I did see this.
You did see this, right?
I did.
I think this is really funny.
Do you have the quote?
I'm going to read his quote.
Oh, God,
I think it's fun to read this quote. So again, I found this on Yahoo Sports. You can check this out. It's everywhere, but I found it at Yahoo Sports. The players won't like this, but I wish they would all stop growing beards in the postseason. Let's get their faces out there. Let's talk about how young and attractive they are, what model citizens they are. Hockey players truly are one of a kind among professional athletes. I know it's a tradition and superstition, but I think the beards do hurt recognition. They have a great opportunity with more endorsements or simply more recognitions, with the fans saying, that guy looks like the kid next door, which many of these guys do. I think that would be a nice...
white dudes.
Yeah, I think that would be a nice thing.
Oh, my God.
Listen to me right now. As the target for this, they're young and attractive, and let's make them, whatever. There is nothing more attractive to me than a man with a good beard. Nothing. Like, nothing. Like, well, there's more. But,
But it's a big call. I got you.
To be completely shallow about it.
I mean, that people with beards can't be model citizens, right?
Yeah, right?
Oh, man.
I believe that hockey players have every chance to be phenomenal human beings as anyone else. That's, I get that they're pushing each other. They're pushing each
They're
other
great
around on the ice and crap, but that doesn't mean they're, like, violent individuals. I have no idea where this beard fear is coming from. Because I think
a marketing standpoint,
it's more attractive. These, like, baby-faced kids, you know what I mean? Like, some of them can't pull off the
kids,
beard.
and then there's somebody like Garrison on the Lightning looks terrifying with a beard. Johnny Oduya's got a glorious beard.
I love it. I love the beards, and
I'm all on board. It's great. It's tradition.
Exactly. I think it's part of it. I think this is another thing. Like, I grew up a Yankees fan. They have, like, a no beard, like, policy.
So does the Devils.
What the hell?
Yeah, Lou Lamorielle's very. Well, he's not the GM anymore, but he was very staunch on, having a clean cut.
But did they have playoff beards? When I was
they had playoff beards. They had playoff beards. He doesn't get in the way of tradition.
That's what I'm saying.
As a team, they don't grow facial hair. They don't grow their hair out. Jaromir Jagr had a great mane, and he had to cut it back when he joined the team.
Yeah, but, like, I remember the first time I saw Adam Henrique with his little beard.
His musketeer?
His something.
Facial hair?
Something.
It's not great.
I was like...
It's not impressive.
That guy's good. Like, I liked him, and I didn't recognize him without the beard the beginning of the next season. I was like... I mean, it wasn't much of a beard, but still.
It really...
I just don't... That's not your problem. You know what I mean? Like,
he's the NBC Sports chair, so...
I understand. I feel like he doesn't get hockey.
Well, he's creating a problem. That's the thing, is he's looking at it from a marketing standpoint. But it's obviously not hurting their figures.
No way.
They have had record-setting figures for so many games in these playoffs. It's been awesome.
I just thought it was a funny comment.
It really is.
Like, that's hysterical.
Hilarious to look top to bottom.
I mean, there's a lot of issues.
Let's talk about what model citizens they are without their beards. What?
I don't get that. I don't get the whole, I
don't get any of it.
He can't look like the kid next door because he's got a beard.
The kid next door has a beard now.
The kid next door has a beard. Like, beards are important, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie. I love a good beard. And we were just talking about Man of Steel. I love Superman with the beard, with the lumberjack beard, more than I like the clean-cut Superman.
How does he shave?
Anyway, that's a different story. But
thank you for indulging us in hockey talk.
I just don't. Wow.
Yeah,
I just thought that was really, really silly.
I know.
From a marketing perspective, which is, my education, beards are not your problem, sir. Like, there's a lot of issues with, how hockey is marketed and how it's sold and branded, and I see that. It's not the playoff beards.
Patrick Kane grows a mullet every year for the playoffs, and
tradition.
He's been in Gatorade commercials, no problem.
Exactly. You can easily sell me Gatorade with a man with a beard. You could easily sell me Wheaties going way back. You could sell me Wheaties with a man with a beard.
They still do Wheaties commercials.
I don't think it's a problem. I really don't. But that's our 2 cents.
On hockey today.
On some hockey. We'll continue as the series goes on and as more comes in with this Arizona thing because that's ridiculous.
Well, the series ends no later than next Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be on.
Then the draft. So if nothing else,
the draft is going to be interesting.
We'll
keep it updated.
Yeah.
I think we're going to keep it the nerd stuff and the hockey stuff separated for now.
To.
I think we're just gonna. So
unless
we'll
we give timestamps for those who don't want to hear about hockey, go to minute 12.
No, we're going to keep them separated, and we'll try to keep them short for you guys too. We know you have lives, but we don't. So we're just going to record forever.
I'm fine with that.
I'm cool with
I got nowhere to be. What time's dinner?
Yeah, a couple hours. Anyway, thank you for listening. Stick around, please. This has been Nicole Herview.
I'm Alex Bond.
Reminding you always to wear your nerd jersey with pride.